First, I want my audience to know that I'm speaking with Vince Malta, and he is here to talk with us about a subject that's really, we've been talking about, real estate. Vince, thank you so much for being here. The reason why my audience has been weighing in from the social media platforms, and they've even called me, is because Texas has an influx of people looking for, I'm saying, a good life. I'm not sure if that's the right thing, but they're coming to Texas in just record numbers. So I'd like to know what is changing about real estate transactions in August.
Okay, well, first of all, say hello to my California friends that are moving to Texas, okay? So thank you. And so two big changes as of August the 17th that consumers need to be aware of. So the first one is that compensation is prohibited from being advertised on multiple listing services, and they're still preserved off of the MLS. So that's a major change for real estate practitioners. So they'll be able to, if they're going to be compensated, they're going to find out how, either by phone call, email, or other correspondence from agent to agent or advertisements, etc. So that's important in relation to how they're going to be paid, because it's entered into the next conversation we're going to have regarding the second change. And that is agents and brokers working with a buyer must enter into a written agreement before touring a home. Okay, so this is going to force a conversation as to what's going to be paid, what's the duration of this relationship, how is it going to be paid, and it will give an opportunity for consumers to understand what it is in relation that's involved with the real estate transaction, and very importantly, it'll state on there that all commissions are negotiable, and they always have been, but this will be even more transparent for consumers as they enter into that relationship with a agent or buyer.
You say all commissions are negotiable. When I bought my house, me and my agent didn't talk about what kind of commission because I wanted them to make commission. So where does that fit into the conversation?
So that conversation should happen right up front before you even are touring a home. And so, there are many different models of compensation out there, like percentage or a fee, or some buyers are working without an agent. We certainly don't advise that, because a competent agent will help you facilitate the transaction much easier. And there's a lot of value provided, and probably the most important transaction most consumers have in their lifetime is in the purchase of their home. So very important. You will now hopefully have this conversation, if it hadn't occurred, by entering into these written agreements. These written agreements really are nothing new in some states, but it is a major change for consumers and agents in many states. So we welcome this more transparent relationship.
Okay, so is this caring about the home buyer or home seller, rather? Is this caring about the customer? Let me put it like this. Did these rules change to care about the customer?
Yeah, it actually is, in a sense, because number one, we want to make sure that consumers have options and that they're aware that they have options. And I think that as we move forward, there are so many options available, and consumers are often confused. So it's best to have these things in writing so they could see them. They don't have to remember certain things. It's right there. So I think it's a benefit both to sellers and to home buyers.
I want my audience to know that Vince Malta is the 2020 president of the National Association of Realtors. Are you still the president, or they have a new one now, Vince?
No, we have a new one every year. I'm on the leadership team, however. And I was known as the COVID president in 2020, where everything went virtual. And we found a way of getting things done back then. Real estate was deemed essential. And I think there's an analogy to that today. we're all resilient, and we're going to make these changes and get through these changes, and hopefully we'll see a great benefit. I know some of us don't want to go back from a virtual world, but it's another tool, and here we can say today, with these written agreements, another tool for consumers and agents to bond in a meaningful relationship as they buy a home.
I see some of my realtors weighing in. What messages do you have for them in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex?
Sure. These agreements will be a great way for you to demonstrate your value. And so we're hoping that you'll have these conversations. And I think that they're very important for the consumer in moving forward. So again, it really facilitates a conversation, and be prepared for the questions that consumers will ask. Who's going to pay for our commission? How will I pay it? How long is our contract for our relationship with you? All of those things are important. But again, very important, remind the consumer, yes, commissions are negotiable, and I'm providing you this for that.
All right. Where can they go and find more information? I wish I had more time with you, because I got one realtor who weighed in and said she has dual license in North Carolina and Texas, and she's traveling to Texas. How does this affect her? But that's for another day.
For more information, yes, for home buyers and sellers, go to facts.realtor, and you'll have all the information you're going to need on there. So hopefully that'll be interesting.
That'll help, Vince. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk about a little bit of a complex subject and making it a little bit more simpler. I really appreciate you.
And thank you. Pleasure being with you this morning.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of The Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/Valder Beebe Show. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/Valder Beebe Show and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.